Hi everyone, I'm Shivani Choksi from Ipsos India. First of all, thank you so much to those who voted for me. Today I'm here to speak in detail about my idea on avatars and how can we use it in research. But first, to understand this, we'll have to go back to the basics of human behavior. Everyone has its own unique personality. It is our personality which defines our behavior and attitude towards people. But what does this have to do anything with research, you ask? Well, I'll try to answer this question for you. I'm referring to extroverted and introverted personalities. We all fall under either of these two buckets. Now, the question arises that do we have to be cautious about these diverse personalities being a part of research, especially qualitative research? Let's find out by answering a simple question. How many out of the world population do you think prefers introversion? This goes out to the larger audience attending. I'll give you 5 seconds to select an option and we'll have a look at the answer on the next slide. The answer is almost 50%. That means almost 50% of our consumers are introverts. We often forget that this personality element undoubtedly affects qualitative research, especially in group discussions. We are all aware of how group discussions work. The most important thing about this method is that we seek not only the what of a certain aspect, but also the why of it. But the traditional face to face group discussions do not work in today's world. And so, with the rise of digitization, we started shifting to an online model, and the tables completely changed when we were hit by the pandemic. It forced us to replace all the face to face methodologies with their virtual counterparts. And hence, virtual discussions are now ubiquitous. Despite this, there still remains limitations when it comes to understanding consumer behavior or gaining actionable insights from these discussions. Topmost issues that we researchers face is participant domination, them being intimidated by others, or even feeling shy while discussing sensitive topics. There are always a few in the group who by nature are vocal with their opinions, the extroverts, and they tend to intimidate the other introverted personalities. I was once wondering how easy would it be for us as researchers to have power like Lucifer Morningstar and instantly know all about what our consumers desire. Fascinating, right? But in reality, it's not that easy for us. And then I thought, what is that one common thing with which all of us can relate to? Social media it is. All of us can recognize these applications instantly. They offer varied features, and one of the most emerging features is of face filters with the use of augmented reality. Snapchat data affirms about having 200 million daily active users of such filters, while on the other hand, Instagram claims that 600 million people have used at least one of these filters. The reason behind such huge numbers is because they allow users to have fun, interact, and engage. These filters help to augment the world around us, and one can look the way they wish. When I saw people around me being at such ease and comfort while using these filters, the idea of avatar was born. Avatars in group discussions allows participants to project themselves in the form of any desired personality. This not only enables the fun factor but also creates anonymity, which can help contributors overcome inhibitions and in turn can help us as researchers to gain deeper understanding of the hidden truth. Now, as any good researcher would, I had to validate this idea of mine, and hence I ran a pilot with two groups, one with the use of filters and the other without it. We asked a common question about how the current restriction on traveling in local trains, especially for the non vaccinated, affects the lives of people living in a city like Mumbai. We observed amazing differences between these groups. Opinions derived from the group with filters help to understand that this issue currently is a significant pain point, and participants even shared solutions that the government could use to curb this prejudice. Whereas participants in the other group, that is without the use of filters, weren't comfortable in sharing their viewpoints and maybe also had a notion of being judged by others. We can also use this idea to understand other behavioral characteristics by designing filters tailored to research demands. Say, if a person selects Harry Potter as an avatar because he's brave, loyal, and kind, this way we can gain an innate understanding of a participant's psyche. The best part is that it could be based on any theme, target groups, trends, etc. I believe that the use of Avatar is not only limited to group discussions, but has potential to have its own suite of features. Maybe even have a community of avatars which can interact with each other. I would like to end this with a famous quote by APJ Abdul Kalam, which says, creativity is seeing the same thing but thinking differently. So let's be creative and use this idea in ways that we haven't thought of before in research. Because I believe to have only scratched the surface with my idea of avatars, and there lies a huge pool of surprises waiting for us to explore. Thank you.